Hello, my name is James King with Unity of Greenville. Today, we're going to be discussing practical principles of spirituality and the importance of having a spiritual practice that works for you, that helps, that assists, that supports your spiritual growth. We know that the laws of the universe actually work because they're universal laws that were set in motion through the divine intelligence. And so, in understanding that there are laws, that there are rules that govern reality, if I can align myself with those laws and those principles, then my life is going to work better and be more of a flow, an existence of flow, rather than being stagnant or stuck. I think it's important to remember that we are the flow of God's great good. And so when we explore this idea of being in the flow, I want to be in the flow, but actually I want to become the flow. I want to be the flow so that I am in total, complete alignment with the divine principles, the universal principles. So there are spiritual practices that we can do consistently and simultaneously that put us in remembrance and in harmony with spiritual law, which then moves us into a place of living as the divine beings that we are. We are all immersed or baptized in all that is divine. There is no spot where God is not. And so in this flow of life, there is this idea of giving and receiving, which is the law of circularity. What goes around comes around. What you put out is what you get back. And so it's important to have a spiritual practice of giving out, of giving of yourself, giving of your life, because there's a part of the Bible that talks about tithing. But I want to go a little deeper with this idea of tithing. It's not just about money. It's about tithing your life, or giving your life force in service to the whole, in service to others. When we are giving our lives in service, then we are fulfilling the purpose for which we have come, for which we are here. And as we perform our function, our purpose, our dharma, as it says in the Hindu scriptures, we follow our dharma, then we will begin to receive the good that comes from practicing your function or your purpose. This is what Jesus was talking about when he introduced the idea of the kingdom of God. Now, the words kingdom of God basically are old ideas or old words that we need to update the words into a present current reality so that we can understand what they really mean. And what Jesus was talking about was an inner dimension of reality that you and I could live in, where we become part of the domain of kingship or queenship, the domain of a king or queen, kingdom. This is the domain of authority and responsibility. A lot of folks want authority, they just don't want the responsibility. But you can't have one without the other because they're twins. They serve and they work together. So if you want to have authority in your life, then you have to be responsible for your life. And that means responsible for your words, responsible for your thoughts, responsible for your feelings and responsible for your actions. And when you are responsible, then you can take authority and use that authority in a positive way. See, it's my greatest desire for people to realize that you were not put on this planet to struggle, to constantly struggle, or simply to just work hard, pay your taxes, retire, and then die. That's not your divine purpose. Those are things that you will do while you're here. Of course, you may work hard. Of course, you're going to pay your taxes, hopefully. And then you may retire someday. And then we will all leave this realm, this earthly plane. There are a lot of people in the world who would like for you to believe that that's all that life is just, struggle and pain and torment. But in your heart, if you've ever really thought about it, there's a part of you that desires something more, that there is much greater things that we can be involved with, that we can find and discover and demonstrate our purpose. We are here to uncover and demonstrate our own divinity in the world. Edwene Gaines, in her great book, The Four Spiritual Laws of Prosperity, she said that our mission on this earth is to find out what we need to do to prove, not to the rest of the world, but to ourselves, that we are divine. Deepak Chopra wrote in his 7 Spiritual Laws of Success on page 101, he said, discover your divinity, find your unique talent, serve humanity with it, and you will begin to experience your life as a miraculous expression of divinity, not just occasionally, but all the time. And you will know true joy and the true meaning of success, the ecstasy and the exaltation of your own spirit. Now that is living as the flow of God's great good. So on one level, we all have the same purpose, to discover our divinity. On a second level, another level, we each have a unique purpose. Each and every one of us has some special gift, some special interest, some special talent, some special way of impacting the world so that it becomes a better place for everyone. It's part of our purpose to share that gift with the world. One of the mothers of New Thought, Florence Scovel Shinn, once wrote that there is a place that you are to fill and no one else can fill. There's something you are to do which no one else can do. So the first level is common to all of us. We all want to demonstrate and to uncover our divinity. Secondly, we want to understand that we have a purpose that is unique to each of us individually, and is that second level that I want to talk to you about a little bit. There are 2 powerful factors to help us find the second level of our divine purpose. First, it serves humankind. If you seek a life of service, you will find a life of joy. There's nothing like assisting others, bringing a smile to their face, bringing grace into their lives, serving them in some kind of positive way that really makes a difference. Albert Schweitzer said, I don't know what your destiny will be, but this one thing I do know. The only ones of you who will be truly happy are those of you who have sought and found how to serve. Because service brings us joy. If what you're doing right now is not bringing you joy, then you may not be living on purpose. Okay. Now, doesn't mean that if you live your joy that you won't ever have a bad day. But in general, overall, it will bring you a more complete, fulfilling, and joyful life. So a couple things that we find at this second level of divine purpose is not, first, finding your divine purpose is not necessarily a one-step light bulb kind of process that happens when you turn 18 or 21 or some magical youthful age. It also might not be what you do for a living. It may be something you do in the evenings or on the weekends, completely separate from your paying gig. And that's just fine. Doesn't matter when you're doing it, it's just that you are doing it. And the universe has amazing ways to bring purpose and prosperity together. And it's never too late to start. It doesn't matter how old that you are or how young that you are. What did you come to Earth to do? What is your most exciting thing that you can be doing right now? What is the most exciting, wonderful thing that you could be doing right now? Whatever the answer is, it's time to start doing it. Richard Bach, the author of Jonathan Livingston Seagull, said, "It's good to be a seeker, and it is good it's good to be a seeker, but sooner or later, you must be a finder and share what you have found with the world. What have you learned? What too many, we have too many professional seekers on this planet. We need more finders. You know, Jesus said, if you seek, you will find. The whole point of it is to find, to discover, and then to demonstrate. But it brings up some questions. Specifically, what is my purpose? Why exactly am I here? What is it that I truly love? What truly brings me joy, peace, and a powerful living experience? You know, a few weeks ago, I was pondering and praying about, you know, this idea, you know, how to present it in such a way that people would understand it. And I wanted what I shared to be meaningful, to be inspirational, to be concrete, and to be helpful in helping people to align with their purpose. And I believe that there are some insights that we can experience that help us to facilitate our highest joy and to discover and find our purpose. And one of those things is to see, where am I now? Where am I now? And to start asking myself these questions. Why am I here? What is it that I truly love? What brings me joy? What brings me peace? And so if you don't ask these questions, you won't get any answers. But if you do ask these questions, the universe will begin to give you an answer. All right. So I want to close with an affirmation that says, I mentally accept the possibility of something greater for myself. The present is my point of power. The great truth is there is a divine plan for my life, and that divine plan is the best plan. It includes health, happiness, abundance, and perfect self-expression. As I begin to dwell upon the divine plan, I attract to myself the ideas, the opportunities, the events, and the people that are meant to be part of my life right now. I turn the great energy of my thinking on thoughts of plenty. And I believe and trust that I'm now shown new ways of living, new methods of work. I'm not confined to the ways and methods of the past. I open my mind to rich ideas and rich results. I accept my good fortune now as my divine purpose unfolds. I am in the flow of the divine great good. And so it is, and so it ever shall be. Wow. Take a deep breath. All right. Well, thank you so much for listening to me today. I really appreciate it. If you'd like to find out more about Unity of Greenville, go to our website, unitychurchofgreenville.org, and there's some videos, some teachings, and there are events that are happening. There are online events as well as in-person events that can make a difference in your life. It doesn't matter where you live in this world, in this universe. If you have Wi-Fi, you can tune in and be a part of it. But if you live locally, we'd love to have you come out and visit us. We've been seeing, lots of new people showing up recently, and that are finding out more and more about Unity and the practical spirituality that we teach, and how that we want to be helpful in your life. We want to support you. We want to help you to become the highest and best version of yourself that you can be. Unity of Greenville is a haven of peace where people are empowered to live their best life. So come be with us, whether it be online or in person. If you'd like to make a donation, you can also do that on our website, unitychurchofgreenville.org. We appreciate all of your loving gifts. Thank you. As you give, you receive. The more you give, the more you receive. It's the way life works. Isn't that wonderful? It's beautiful. So thanks for joining with me today. Have a wonderful rest of the day, rest of the week, and we'll see you next time.